Hello and welcome to the Clever Crafter's first ever YouTube video. I'm Donna and today we are making this simple tag embellishment using some dies that you can purchase through us. First thing that you're going to need to do is get together all of your supplies. I'm going to refer to these as ingredients. So first of all, you're going to need some cardstock that you're going to use for your tag. I've got a piece of vellum for the larger flower. Then some corrugated cardboard that I got from some packaging for the smaller flower. Some cardstock to make the reinforcement on around the hole on our tag. That's just some scrap paper that I'm going to use to cut the word out of. A little bit of contrast colour that we'll use for the tag. I'll show you what I'll do with that shortly. And then some string for the tag. The only other ingredients that we need is some embellishment. I'm using some little half pearls, some glue to help us put it all together, as well as some double-sided tape. Of course, you can use tape runner if you prefer. So, the utensils, we've got a hole punch. I picked this up from Spotlight here in Australia. It's a great size for this. A pair of scissors. Got a 1/2 inch circle punch. Some tweezers. You're going to, of course, need a die cutting machine. This is my well-loved Cuttlebug. But of course you could use a Big Shot or a diamond press, any of those things will work as well. You're also going to need the dies. So this is a set of 4 dies. They're 3-dimensional flowers, so you can actually use them to make flowers. Or you can use them flat like we're going to today. And we're going to use the smallest one and the second smallest one. Then we've got the small words. So this is a set of 10 words here. You can see what I'm putting them on my hand, the size of them. They're quite small, they're wonderful. Great for cards, for all sorts of embellishments, to do repetitive things in scrapbooking. So this is a set of 10, and today I think I'm using the word live, if I remember correctly. So now let's get cooking. The first thing that we're going to do is cut one corner off our tag. You can see here that I'm just flipping it over to the other corner and cutting it so both sides are even. It's the very best way to go. Next up, I'm going to use the craft card and my 1/2 inch punch and punch out a nice 1/2 inch circle so I can position that, and it's going to be the reinforcement. So here's this little trick. We're going to punch out a contrast colour, that's what that little scrap of card was, with my hole punch. Take it out of the little holding section. So we're going to glue the 1/2 inch circle. This is just standard PVA glue, craft glue. It's nothing fancy, this glue. In fact, I buy it in 4-litre lots and just keep refilling my little container there. So we're popping that in exactly where we want that reinforcement to be on the top of the tag. So to make sure that we punch the hole in the circle, I've cut out this contrasting colour circle and I'm going to pop it on there exactly in the center, and we're going to use that as a guide in a little while to actually cut out that hole. So we're going to put that aside and let it dry while we now use our die cutter, so our Cuttlebug in this case, to cut out the dies. This is so used in my home. I don't know how many, I must go through 2 big plates I think a month. Well, maybe not that many, but close. So you can see that we're just putting the dies face down. So I put an A plate, then my B cutting plate, the paper, and then the dies. So I think I'm deciding here which word and I end up going with live. So I made it a set of 3 of these live, laugh, love, but I used one before I put this video together, so at the end I've only got a picture of 2 of them. So I'm just putting that straight through the die cutting machine, and they just pop out beautifully, as you can see. Okay, and our word. Right, let's move that out of the way now. Give myself a little bit more room. Okay, so now we'll go back to our tag, and we're just going to put a little bit of double-sided tape on the back of the vellum flower. So just make sure, keep in mind that you can see the tape through the vellum. So we're just popping it in the middle where it will be covered. So there we are, I'm just putting that on, and I've actually left one edge off the side of the tag. So now I'm going to use my hot glue. I forgot to mention that as a tool that I would need earlier. I use hot glue for two reasons. Primarily I love it for the dimension, but it's also really fast. So now you can see here that I'm actually, because I've had that little white dot there, I can line it up with my hole punch, so I know that it's in the center, that it'll be exactly where I want it, and punch the hole, and look at that, voila, a beautifully positioned hole. So I'm just punching out the little pieces of the word here that will be stuck on, and stick some glue on the back of that. So let me talk about the flower dies just for 1 second. The whole purpose of they've got a hole in the center, and the idea of that is so it makes it easy to put them together with a brad. It's also excellent for lining them up. But in this particular case, I left the little piece in the center of this flower and just put the word over the top. So I used the hot glue to glue it down, and then put the word over the top. So we're almost finished. A couple of little half pearls. This is also really lovely. You can use little diamantes, little bits of bling in here, or you could use some enamel dots, which I've just fallen in love with lately, having a bit of a love affair with them. My little bit of string that goes at the top, I bought a big wad of string. I don't even know how many meters it was from Bunnings, and it was like $9, and it's lasted me for years and years. So just trimming off the edge of the flower that's hanging off the side, and there we are. Our embellishment is done.